Hello everybody, first month is here. Finally, I'm going to shoot test of this Black Hawk Tatang. It's a very long time, I guess 2 years. I had a plan to do that, but I did it before last winter and my camera had some problems, so I filmed just parts of that video, so I forget that and I decided to do it completely as a new. So here we are, and this video will be also in somehow competition, but maybe comparing will be better, not not as a full comparing, but something with the T1 tracker, because when I bought this knife, and as I found in my comments, it wasn't only my idea. I said, okay, if I want to have T1 tracker or something like T1 tracker, why something? Because quarter of an inch thickness, quarter of an inch, 1095, 1085, so very close. This one is much more heavier. I guess now it's 590 grams. Don't know with it. About 1.5 pounds about. But it was over 600 before I did the job on it. And this is, I believe, 450 grams. So about 1 pound. I'm not sure. But when you get it in your hand, this is significantly heavier. But this one is longer, as we can see. So the idea was, okay, I want to have something like tracker, but more for the combat purposes. So the Black Hawk Tatang, especially for the price, because not only weight, but the price, these two knives with the price are on the other side. This is $80, I believe, and this is 250, I guess. I'm not sure now, but somewhere like, even, okay, if this one will be 200 and this one 80, it's a huge difference. So, and with the manufacturing and the steel, as I said, 1095, 1085, well, not bad, but this is made in Taiwan, I'd like to remind you, and this is of course made in USA, which is great, no problems about that. But I don't really care where the knife is made, because both of these are like overseas for me, so I don't care. But the price is all right. Okay, let's start to do that. I'd like to say, I got kind of injury on my right elbow, and I'm righty, so I got the pain, something like tennis elbow, if you know that, because I split lots of it was a beech wood by hand for heating for winter. I did preparation. I overdo that because we had lots of work, so I said I need to finish it. So it was 50 centimeters, so many, it was full storage. So I did it too much, as I said. So why I say that, I'm not in right condition with my right hands. I got a plan to do the contest machete video, but I'm not sure, because I got a really bad pain when you stop. And when you try to let it go, there's no problem. When you want to stop it for whatever reason, then you got a problem. So why I say this one now is because I will split and chop and do these things. As I said, I'm not in 100% ready. I'm not even in 80% ready for the hand, so it's significant. So it can, maybe if you see that I do some techniques, some splitting with a less power or something like, it's because like that. But if, let's say, we are in nature and we got some injury or something like that, which can happen, okay, this could be, this could move us a little bit to that position. Otherwise I'm fine. Just the right hand is not exactly what I want. So let's go for it. I found here these pieces. Oh, sorry, I forget set the camera. These pieces of prepared spruce. So I will chop them. I'll try to do them with a one chop, but before that I have to set the camera. So as usually here, you won't see me, but you see the action. Okay, this is heavier, so I expected this one will be better for it. I want to do it with swing, so like with a hatchet. So we'll see. So probably not even with the tracker. again. So I'm there. Even with the prepared spruce, as you can see, it's not that easy. So, but now we'll see. Tatang. Wow. I believe because the wood is a bit more crappy, because that was a surprise for me. Not bad, definitely not bad. But I believe that the wood there was more crappy. That's why. Okay, I'll do. This is the same, but it's longer, as you can see. The problem is here. The Tatang, not like the tracker has generally all the spine same thickness. So you see we are losing thickness here. So we got about, I don't know, 1.5 inch here, the full thickness, and then it's going down plus the swedge. So this is, the spine is much weaker than on the tracker. So I'd like to do all the splitting, if it's possible, towards to the handle side. And not there. By the way, I smashed the, you can see that just for the few hits on the sharper side, which is kind of sharp. But okay, this one was alright. I found something harder, but not in best condition. Okay guys, there was another knot, that's why it stops. That's why here. But it works well. Now we got another little competition. This is dried oak, not in the best condition, so I'll try to split it with this, with the tracker. Now we can see what is it different in oak and the spruce. Of course, some twisted wood and some big knot in it. Even it was kind of short, the same close to the same length, even shorter than the knife is. It's kind of messy. So now I will do the same on the more thicker and better condition oak, also prepared with the Tatang. Okay, I'll try to do that in the worst way. So in the longer way, this is 2 inches about. Nice. Okay, nice. Okay, moment. Okay, carry on. So that was the thing. Okay, for splitting, guys. Okay, what's the result? Is there anything? No, it's absolutely great. No problems on it. Sometimes I would say when I split, because as I said, I want to split close to the handle because the thickness, full thickness here, the serration here, even there is a version without serration, and I think I take it off. It helps when you pass knots. Of course, this one is better for that. Of course, if the knot is on the part somewhere here, okay, that's the different story. Let's find out this one. Nice. Where I got, okay, before I forget again, I'll try a tip. Of course, the difference in tip is significant. This is T1, not really sharp tip, I mean for the penetration, but it's very sturdy, so I can stab this one into board and do whatever prying I want to do, and I'm not worried about this one. This is really different story. I don't want something like this one, so stab this one into board and pry, because this is about 8 inches, so I can make a really high level of leverage, and I would probably break the tip, and I don't want it. But what I want is, I got another hole here, drill it in the other test, so I'd like to drill a hole through this one, which could tell us something about the tip also. Okay, you can set your playing, I mean the video, for double speed, because this one takes a time. This one takes time. Sorry, I'm trying to improve my English, so this one takes time. If it is correct, the both sides sharpen it helps here. Again, I'd like to, I'll try to find the other side. We'll see. This is always, sorry, this one is always mess to try. This wood is actually from the soft side, so definitely this is not the hard for tip generally, but of course it can make trouble with the weak tips, as I did the test on Voyager XL, the clip point version, where the tip broke very easily. I think this is the fastest drilling as I ever did. So there are some kind of mosquitoes here, so I have to be careful. So one of the fastest drill through almost 1 centimeter or 0.4 about of an inch. This is really nice. That was great. Okay, what about ferro rod? Okay, I guess the T1 tracker without my improving here didn't spark any put in here, so didn't throw any sparks. Now, because the upgrade, as you can see, it's not definitely the champion, but it can do it. Of course I can use the saw back. I don't want it now, and I'm not sure what about this one. Even I'm on the jimping here. Well, not really, so I'll try the false edge, which is not really false, it's sharp. Okay, if we sacrifice like part of the edge somewhere here, so we can make sparks, or let's make a sharp part here, 1085, so it will be very easy job. So now as it is, only I will do it somewhere here, which is the probably the less, which makes the less problems on the blade, or generally on the knife. Not really good spark thrower, but okay. Now, guys, this is dry stuff. This is dry stuff, not really nice. So we will burn this evening. So I'll use my glasses. It starts to be dangerous with the chopping, but okay, the limbing the really springy dried stuff, but it's not as dry as I want. Sometimes with the teeth there, it could help. Interesting. Well, here is a difference. Even if this is fully convex, sharp, very nice sharp. Oh, I didn't say, by the way, this is close to original edge. I did some work on it, but definitely not as much as on the T1. So if I'll this one make a full convex, it will chop or slice even better than now. So as you can see, I believe the grind here makes this one, of course, better slicer, chopper, and even it's lighter. I moved the sweet spot somewhere here, which is okay compared to that one. If I hold the knife somewhere here, I'm about the same length. So I got a sweet spot somewhere here. I shouldn't pass this point because this is not really the good. So I'm a little bit further. So even if knife is lighter, I can use a little bit more power here, but the switch and of course the grinding does the job. Now I will do the same. Okay, will you see that? This is because I did some work here. This is, as you can see, green stuff. It has to go off because we got a plan to do something here, and this one should be off. So I'm not that much happy for it, but for this green stuff, wow, it works well. Should be ash tree, I believe, if I say it correctly in English. On the right. Well, the T1 is still more. Hatchet. This one works close to machete than to the hatchet. That's why this thin stuff, it can do it. You see how deep it bites, and I don't use really much effort maybe you see that, you can imagine how much power I use, and have a look how deep it went. Even this is, of course, I believe, more combat blade than something else, than some let's say bushcraft tool. But, and I agree with that absolutely. But for someone who want to have something, as I said, more ready to combat, or let's say better for self-defense than T1 tracker, which absolutely it is. Absolutely, you want to have this one for your self-defense, and you can have this one and this combo, and you are not even close with the price of T1. You are still about 50 US dollars down. So these combo is about $50 cheaper than T1 tracker. And that says something. If you like the hook, you got it. You like the sawback for something, you got it. If you like the belly for skinning or whatever, you got it. So this is interesting tool. What about slicing? Okay, if I want to go through this, if I have to baton through this for whatever reason, because I can do it with a chop, of course it would be better to do it somewhere here where my knuckles are off of this tree stamp. Easy, very easy. Okay, I'll find out this one, how this one works for the same task. Yeah, that's the problem. The hook is already in the tree stamp, but the knife didn't pass it. And of course, this is not really the way how I will use the tracker for it. But as a comparing, and I must remind you, the original grind was very different than this one. As the original, it works much more worse for all these tasks I did, maybe with the exception of the splitting. Okay, slicing. Go to the easy tasks. Okay, if I grab it in this way, there will be big leverage, and I want to do that with the elbow. So I'm closing in. I like the choil there, using the teeth here. Yeah, oh, this is the dryer. This is the dry stuff, not the green one. Not really happy with that. Absolutely not. Okay, to use it as a chest pull, wow, I'm not sure. I'll try. No, guys, it digs really. Even you can see the line of the jimping. So the way how to use it here is, of course, to do it in this way. To use it for what it is, so it's chopper and slicer, or maybe slicer or slasher even, and then just finish this one. Of course, now the blade, the other model without serration will be probably better. You have to be careful because the other side is really sharp, so when you move back, so you can get yourself. Okay. Well, sometimes the serration helps, sometimes it doesn't. Serration helps. Sorry, I still try to remind myself to correct the English what I found. So not the sharp as I want. Now I'm closer. Okay, that was the dry stuff. I'll try the trucker from the other side, but as I said, this is not the original edge, so this for the handling now this is more comfy. Absolutely. Even this knife is made to do it in the same way, so chop if you can, and then start to slice if you cannot. But here I can do it more easily. I got a guard here also, but it's much more shorter, and it's rounded and it's shorter, and simply it is friendly for every using. But as I said, this is dry stuff, and even if the knife is sharp, okay, I can do that. But of course, like with the Tatang, this is the better way. I'm closer, so I'll use the hawk here to make the tip more rounded. So this is it. For this task, the T1 is definitely winner. If you change profile, there it works better. And here, even if you change the profile, it won't help really much because the handling is different. Okay, I'll try the square notch. For trap making, okay, I will naturally grab it here, which is not really the cleverest thing I want to do, so I have to see that. Okay, I'll try to use it in this way. Maybe you remember I said I bought the Tatang because, sorry, still one kind of mosquito here. I bought this one just for pleasure, because for the price, and I like to design and everything. I didn't buy it really for using. It was, I said in that time, probably only one knife for that let's say purpose. It's just for fun because I like it. I like the design. And for the price, that was absolutely great. I get it even cheaper, as I said. Now, okay, of course the serration helps. Definitely not bad. Not comfy, guys, not comfy, definitely for the handling. With the tracker, of course, I use the Subic as normally. That's why it is there. you can see my, if you like to, you can see my T1 tracker tri-stick. So you'll find out I can do pretty much everything I need as a for bushcraft with the T1, with this T1, not with the shorter. I mean, even with this is such heavy. So you can see that. So this is the Tatang. This is the T1. T1 was because the sawback, of course, I can use it in that way as normally with that. So chop it with the standard edge and do the slicing. But anyway, the handling the knife is better. So that was the hardwood. And what about the softwood? This one. This is green stuff, chopped down yesterday. Okay. About something 1.5, so 1.2 about centimeters. So green stuff. So now it doesn't matter about the serration. Try to do it here. No, of course you want to be as close as possible to the blade. So you have to choose if you want to buy the Tatang, if you want to have the serration version or without the serration, because each of those has some advantages and disadvantages. For this slicing like this one, it is disadvantage, I believe, but when you need to pass the knots and to go through ropes and simply have maybe I would say harder slashes in a combat, of the serration of course could help, and of course we'll see later. So easy, much better than on the dried stuff. Okay, let's find out. Okay, I'll chop it off. So T1. More easy, as I expected, more easy. Well, okay, I believe the last thing I want to do is make some kindlings. So okay, I'll do it this way. The first Tatang. There is a knot here, so I won't go there. So let's find out. You see that? It is spruce, so I have to bite in so you can see. Yesterday I was lucky with the fire starting. We'll see about today. Just I'll try this one. I won't waste my time here, or your time actually, but Yeah. So even I don't expected that. As we can see, it can burn. Well, that's I don't expect it. It wasn't exactly comfortable, as I said, because the guard from one side I like the guard, but from the others I don't like it. So with the T1 I won't do that because you can see it in the other videos. But I believe I did everything here. Okay. So I'd like to remind you, this is the Tatang sheath. I believe there was some attaching equipment. I don't know what it was that, but as you can see, there is nothing because I don't carry the knife. But maybe I will, because today it surprised me. Only the sheath is too wide for me. See that space between the this in the hole and the reel is 1 centimeter, and you got it from each side. This is too wide for me. It's wasting time, wasting time, wasting space and weight also. So the holding system is like that. Sorry, just to remind you, there is the plastic like lever or something like that. It seems like that. So you have to pull it. Sorry, press it to this. It will unlock this behind the guard. So you'll do it in this way, and you're on. So this is it. On the T1 you saw that, so I don't want to show you more about T1 tracker. Just the comparing now. What I found, of course, these tools should stay probably where they are. So this is more bushcrafty utility. So I say wood processing tool, and this is more combat tool. Even as you can see, it can do pretty much everything you need. I was surprised only what it can't do properly, and as I want it, even if it's machete shaped and the high grind, it's too short for the machete task. You can do it, but you have to go too close to the, let's say, branch or bush, whatever you chop, too close with your handle, with your hands. So you can damage your hand with the thorns, or because these branches are springy, and so it's not definitely the best thing, but you can do it, not with this one. But on the other hand, as a slicer, you have to hold it in this way, definitely, and the serration on this version doesn't really help with slicing. But on the other hand, without a serration, it could be better. I don't know, but I'm not happy really how it slices, because the handling isn't I said best for it. So it can slice, of course, as you can see. If you slice something like this one, it should be all right. But when you do the small little things, you can't, what you normally do, rest your thumb here and help to yourself. Otherwise, okay, you can do this one, then you can do it, of course, but you are going more to the bushcrafty side than for, let's say, combat utility side of the Tatang. Now in this one, you can even rest thumb on the teeth, because there's no problem with that. I did many times. They are too wide to harm you. So if I said, or I mean, without gloves. With gloves, that's absolutely without any problems. Here I won't try it even with gloves. So if you want to keep this one sharp as this one is, then probably it's not exactly so. Bushcrafty tool, self-defense utility or combat utility tool. It stays where it is, and it's great tool, guys. I'm really surprised. Just the sheath is okay for the price. What do you want with the small T4 tracker? Let's say if you think, okay, shall I buy T1 tracker or this one? For the price, you can buy this one and the T4 tracker. You got less weight, very close functionality, I mean for the splitting, chopping and these things, you got the hook, you get the belly, as I said, you get the sawback, little sawback, pardon me, for the notching if you need or something like that. Okay, and you got nice combo. Then it's cheaper. That's another thing. So for someone who is thinking in this way, unfortunately the T2 tracker, which could be maybe more helpful with this one, which is much more heavier, but not as heavy and not as big, but with the price it's too much close to the T1. As I said many times, there's $30 difference, which I don't really like because the knife is really in half of the T1 tracker, so I'm not happy with that. I can recommend this knife for you because it can do everything what you need. Not as easy like everything, but something better, something worse, you have to decide it. But for the money, absolutely. What I want to do, I will do sheath for myself another one, because I think I will carry this knife more than I expected before, because it really works nicely. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Bye. So here we are in first. Let's find out if this Black Hawk Tatang could serve us as a machete also, even if it's kind of short. We got this bush here. It's growing always around. There are thorns on it, so it's really not pleasant to go through this one. So I'll start to chop this, then I'll go a little bit through this bush, and just we'll see. I won't go any further, but it will be all right for that. So let's find out. See how springy it is. This is really mess. I have to go. This is different. This is not the one. This is really messy stuff. On this one there are no thorns at the moment, but there will be, and that's really unpleasant to go through. So let's carry on to this one. And this is okay. So as we can see, it could serve us. So in this thickness, we can do it with one swing, but because the switch falls down quite fast, so the sweet spot of the blade is somewhere here. So when we chop, we really need to be close to that. If we want to go or chop with this part, it's probably, because it's springy material, it probably goes off. So it can serve us as a machete, but I would say it is definitely not the best choice. But if we need it, we can use it as that.